Hey everyone, so something very great just happened. The 24-hour volume for the tokens listed are as follow, and you can see Shiba Inu dominating over here. And we have to look on the big picture. Shiba Inu is still top 30 cryptocurrency this year on CoinMarketCap, and that's simply crazy to me how big it can get. Now, if you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for supporting me on my Patreon. That support has been amazing. Now, we see over here, Baby Doge, SafeMoon, Everrise, Kishu Inu together don't get as close to Shiba Inu. And that's the beauty of it. You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of updates happening for Shiba Inu that you are not yet aware of. And if we see over here, you know, a lot of people do simply underestimate how big Shiba Inu actually is. You know, there's still big whales in here. The whales are buying. Obviously, some whales are selling. But what we need right now is more buyers. And Bitcoin price passes 32K with traders wary of relief rally if resistance stay. So Bitcoin may be not to make good on its Bank of America pump if its daily close fails to impress. And we see over here Bitcoin nears 32,000, etc, etc. Altcoins pair daily losses, and Bitcoin's latest move had an instantaneous knock-on effect for altcoins, where daily coins loses across major cryptocurrency were typically 5% on Friday. These swiftly dissipated, and some altcoins even began posting gains. And we can see over here that some altcoins have grown, one of them being Shiba Inu, and we can see finally something improving, and that's because we're finally getting that bullish news we need in August, in December, in July, you know. And the Tennessee city wants to accept property tax payments in Bitcoin. Jackson Major believes that Mayor believes that Bitcoin is the only solution to fix inflation and the US dollar devaluation. Obviously, the US does not agree with them, but this is pretty big news. Why do we accept inflation? Why don't we demand more from our federal government? 6.3% in 2 years, 172% in my lifetime. Every year, our dollar is worth less. There's no rebound. There's only one way to fix this: Bitcoin. And he wants to accept basically the property tax in Bitcoin. That's simply crazy to me. If this is true, you know, this is going to quite increase the price. Obviously not as much as El Salvador, but a mayor backing cryptocurrency is big news. Congress previously hinted that the city could also be looking to enable payments in several other digital coins like Ether and Litecoin. And who knows, maybe they'll be adding SHIB, you know, because first they add those mainstream coins and then they add Shiba Inu as it gets more updates. I'd definitely be up for that. It's following in the steps of Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, who has been pushing the city of Miami to adopt tax and salary payments in Bitcoin. That would be simply crazy, being paid in Bitcoin. I don't think a lot of people want to be paid in Bitcoin, but having tax payments in Bitcoin is something I could be seeing in the future. A part of crypto community's flash mob supporting Bitcoin's potential price surge up 100,000 at the time of writing. Bitcoin is trading, you know, at very much less, but people are saying it's gonna be going to 100K. You know, a laser eyes to blame for Bitcoin correction, but it's a very mild one anyway. Bitcoin has corrected 70% so far, and Bitcoin should be okay in the long run. You know, people want to see it explode to 100K. We saw this before. Altcoin market cap retracted minus 21%, and altcoin market cap rallied 90% afterwards. So after dips, we're seeing big increases. And nobody's talking about, you know, the dips. Everyone is talking about the big increases. The more people put the laser eyes, you know, at least the market's going to get choppy for a while and stop going straight up. When people start pounding their chest in public, I own Bitcoin, look at me, I have laser eyes, there's always going to be a sign that the market is at least going to take a rest. So right now, it's not looking good. It's taking a rest. But in the future, we're finally going to be opening those laser eyes again. And we're finally going to be seeing some growth because DeFi on Bitcoin, Jack Dorsey says Square's new division will make it happen. So Jack Dorsey, the Twitter CEO, actually trusting the process, seeing, you know, the Shiba swap has grown so much. Jack Dorsey has online plans to build an open developer platform focused on creating Bitcoin DeFi services. So DeFi is definitely the future. Not a lot of people talk about this, but we can see this. Days from 0 to 1 million unique addresses being in DeFi, 1,800, or 1080, sorry. And days from 1 to 2 million is 143, and days to 2 to 3 million unique addresses. pinging DeFi 79. So it's growing really fast. DeFi is going up, and especially Shiba Swap has helped that. If we check over here, success in decentralized exchanges, one of them being Shiba Swap. Fast-growing crypto exchanges may hurt DeFi investors as decentralized continue to accrue millions of dollars in TVL within days of launch. So that one of them, they're talking about Shiba Swap so far. Some questions whether they're manipulating their numbers, and I simply don't think it's happening. But here we see, for example, DEX Shiba Swap, which has been able to capitalize on the budding popularity of the style of Dogecoin with a native token SHIB, was recently able to accrue of more than 1 billion within a day of launch. The calls into question into DEX liquidity quantity, which especially protocol design was given low marks by platform reviewer DeFi Safety, which they fixed. And we can see that they actually gave it 35% after. However, following an audit by Certic, they gave it, a 92% after that. Certic gave it a 92%, and DeFi Safety bumped up Shiba Swap score to 35% from what we're seeing so far. Solidity developer recently issued a stern warning regarding the staking contracts of such untested platforms, a concern that was also reiterated by DeFi Watch analyst Chris Black. Black stated, if an example, the migration function of Shiba Swap smart contract is still under the control of a single individual, there's a possibility that the owner of the contract could choose to initiate a new migration function, allowing them to gain complete control of the platform's token pool. While that might be true, if 1.6 billion gets stolen, there will be basically, there will be chaos. And people will be angry, and I don't think, a rug pull can even happen for Shiba Swap. But he's saying, users beware. Recently, the DeFi space has seen multiple DEX spring up, promising to be the next best protocol, offering huge amounts of rewards and tokens in return for liquidity. But as we've also recently seen, the space is plagued with scams and rug pulls, which lure people with promises only to steal their funds and leave behind worthless tokens. In case the contract is of a more established platform such as Uniswap, you need to look at whether they have any modifications to the contract. And we could be seeing here that, they're talking about Shiba Swap. From a security standpoint, Shiba Swap has been built on Ethereum. Therefore, its liquidity providers are not exposed to the underlying security risk that face sidechains or centralized blockchains. What you have to know, if Certic put it, it's on the line and gave it a 92%, I don't think any rug pulls are going to be happening, especially with Certic approving it. We are not going to be seeing anything like that. However, the fact still remains that such ecosystem has yet to be battle tested, and the smart contracts of building decentralized exchange related to coins like Doge and SHIB really need to stand the test of time before investors start pouring their money into them. But we saw investors putting in millions and billions of dollars right now. It's nice to see audit from Certic, but audits do not catch everything, and therefore liquidity pools should be cautious. And it will be interesting to see how this space out if this evolves, especially as the DeFi market garners an increasing amount of mainstream traction thanks to Ethereum's recent and upcoming upgrades. So they're saying to be wary about Shiba Swap, but Shiba Swap is pretty safe in my eyes. Shiba Swap has been able to forge a solid brand name for itself, with backing community rumored to be 300,000 strong. People may actually be bullish on the project temporarily. However, the lack of liquidity draining from Uniswap suggests to Middleton that Shiba Swap may not have even been able to win the hearts and minds of Ethereans just yet. So right now, Uniswap was drained, but we can still get those main users, those new buyers. In Middleton's view, the real test for Shiba Swap will be whether or not it can maintain its current trading volume over a longer time window, especially as the protocol's mining rewards continue to dry up. Are people still going to be using the swap? I do think so. Although the rewards are not going to be as big, I still think people will be using their rewards. That's just my honest opinion, but that's what Middleton is saying. Basically, if this is still going to be around because there's going to be less and less rewards, but it still gives you the rewards you need to survive. It gives you the rewards you need. It gives you passive income. What coin gives you passive income like that? I don't think a lot of coins do that. And in 5 to 7 years, you can basically double your income. And for someone actually using, 100 million on swap, they had to get 200 million back, which is simply crazy, especially as the protocol mining rewards continue to dry up. We can see over here, is Shiba Swap safe? DeFi score review gives it a score of just 3%. This is what we saw before. Obviously, it's 35% now. I'm not worried about that. Mining laws are actually beneficial. Bad news just repeats. There's a lot of FUD going around. They're going for gold. Beijing will have the perfect opportunity to show off clear blue skies and clear energy industries. China can show its state-of-the-art central bank digital currency without the confusion stemming from more speculative digital assets that might appear to have similarities on surface. But that's where they're buying, and lowest volume in years. So leading exchange has the lowest volume since October 2018. And it only saw 109k Bitcoin transacted in the past week, the lowest weekly volume dating back to October of 2018. And yeah, we can see that there's a lot of crackdown in China. I already talked about it, but PayPal increases crypto purchases to limits to 100k in the UK. This will attract new investors, bigger investors, the big whales. And Cointelegraph Consulting stablecoin activity drops after a May peak. So I'm really curious what will happen to stablecoins, especially as Shiba Inu gets its own stablecoin. But daily stablecoin swaps have fallen more than 60% below the 2021 average. And that's because probably we're getting, US is getting its own stablecoin, and every single country is getting its own stablecoin. So people are going to stop using stablecoins mostly from what I'm seeing. And Binance stopped stock token sales effective immediately. This is what we saw before. But the crypto exchange gave no indication as to the reason, stating it would be shifting to a commercial focus to other product offerings. So, Binance is still going to be around over here. That's all the news we have to get today. Thank you so much for checking out my Patreon, and talk to you next time. Peace, everyone.